I'm going to go ahead and start recording and start talking, because I would really like for the first portion of this call to be me just kind of talking about using events like Friendsgiving and events like our Transform 20 launch group that we're going to have to boost your business. And then I would like for us to kind of come together and talk a little bit about some things that we would like to do with the Transform 20 launch and with future launches, because I know we're not all about having 50 groups going at the same time. And so I want to talk about that and some possible solutions to that for this purpose. So when we host groups, I noticed there are over 100, there's like 160 people in our team page, and there are only, I think, like 18 of us actually doing Friendsgiving. And when I say doing it, like we invited people, we each paid $10 to be in the group so that the giveaways are covered. And we are in there supporting people, answering questions. Like if you're in there, you're killing it. People are asking questions, and it doesn't matter who invited them. It doesn't matter. Whoever sees the comment or the question first answers it. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be in our challenge groups. And it's definitely the way it should be in anything that we do as a team like this. Like in the future, when we do another launch group and stuff, that's exactly the way it should go, or a flash sale. So thank you to those that are in there for doing that. Those of you that are not in there, I'm going to share the link to the group in our team page tonight. Unfortunately, if you didn't pay the $10, you're not allowed to invite people and have them participate in it, only because it wouldn't be fair. But I want you to feel free to come in and jump into the group and see how it's being hosted and what's being done in there, because number one, I think a lot of people did not participate because you didn't quite grasp the concept, which I totally get. If you were not around for our flash sale, or you didn't understand from the video that I shared or something, or you missed the video when I shared about it, then there's a really good chance that you didn't understand the concept of Friendsgiving. So I want you to see the concept, and it's also an opportunity for you to learn about some of the things that we have to offer if you've never used them. For example, today Kayla tagged me in a question that one of her people she had invited to the group had asked, because she didn't know the answer, so she asked if I could answer it. That's great. Kayla's learning, and the person is getting the information that she needs to answer her question. So we're all benefiting from this. And then I want to encourage you to participate in them in the future, or figure out some way to incorporate what we're doing in our Friendsgiving group in your challenge groups. Something that we used to do in our challenge group, and we may bring it back sometime because we like to switch things up a lot, is on Saturdays we would share a superfood that's in Shakeology. We would share the superfood, and then we would share the benefits of the superfood. It's kind of something that's been brought up throughout our Friendsgiving group. So going forward, I'm not forcing anybody to participate, especially when you're paying $10 to participate. If you don't have the $10, I get it. I don't ever want anyone to feel pressured, but I just want to make sure that you understand why we do things like this, and that you understand how to use them to maximize your business. So one of the biggest benefits of doing a group like this, and even when there is that little bit of buy-in for it, is your network expands. You start to get people in that group who maybe they just want to win something. They just see that they could win something for free just for paying attention to the group every day. And so they get themselves in there. They've never liked any of your posts. They've never commented on any of your posts, but they like free stuff. So they want to be in there. That's planting a seed. Maybe they think all you are is a shake. And so you get them in there and you show them that we're so much more than that. The way we organized this group, we organized it so that it would be go along with Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. But then We also organized it so that we would have our coach sneak peek immediately following. And so we are actually going to use this group to give a little bit of a sneak peek into what a challenge group is like. And then we're going to give a little bit of a sneak peek into what what coaching is like. I'm sorry, I'm struggling over here. So that we can then invite them to participate in our coach sneak peek. And we may even say, if you join the sneak peek, you get entered into an extra additional little giveaway thing. So that's why we situated this the way we did. So when we do things like this, we do them so that everybody can maximize the potential of reaching people, but then also so that there's ways for us to add value to people's lives and to share things with them that maybe they wouldn't normally be receptive to in a different setting. So in the future, we're going to be hosting a Transform 20 group. I plan to get that up and running in the next week. I did not want us to be doing both things at the same time. It's just way too much. The Transform 20 stuff is all coming out this week. All the information for us, if it's not out in the online office already. So I want to get that going. What I would like to see happening is for you to start getting more comfortable with inviting people to things. The nice thing about having a launch group and the nice thing about having Friendsgiving is you have a specific thing to invite to. Sometimes we get so caught up in having these challenge groups, and we have challenge groups every month. So to us, they just feel like a constant, that we don't always have this excitement or this sense of urgency to invite to them because they're always there. Friendsgiving is only there for 5 days. The Transform 20 launch is only going to be available for a certain amount of time, and we need to get people in so that we can add value to them in the group. So it actually allows us to have that sense of urgency and to get excited about something. And when we have it and we're excited, it easily transfers into the people that we're trying to help. So if you did not participate in Friendsgiving, I want to encourage you to participate in Transform 20. There's no buy-in. We're not doing a daily giveaway or anything like that. This is simply going to be us adding value and showing people what this program is going to be about, showing them that I'm a busy mom and I have a crazy schedule, or I have to be to work super early, or, you know, whatever it is about our lives. Maybe you've had gastric bypass surgery, or you had a C-section and you're just now getting off maternity leave, or things like that. Like, these are things that some people think, I can't do this because I don't have the time, or I can't do this because I'm too heavy, or I can't do this because I'm too old. And we want to show them through this Transform 20 launch group that that's not true. So that's the purpose of the group. So I'm going to actually change my setting right now to take it off speaker and put it on gallery, because what I would like for us to do tonight is kind of have a brainstorm session about what the Transform 20 launch group should include, what it should look like. And I'm gonna make a suggestion. You tell me if you think we should do this or not. I know that we're not allowed to use the words Transform 20. We're not allowed to use the word transform or 20, actually, in the name of our group for this launch. Beachbody doesn't allow you to do that. So we need to come up with a name for the group so that people kind of know what it is going to be. But I would also like to suggest, and you guys tell me what you think, that we come up with a name for the group that we can use for all future launches, so that we're not constantly, why not? I've never heard that before. It's always been the rule. We just ran, before Shift Shop Proving Grounds came out, we had a group created and we called it, gosh, we had to change the name. It was like Get Ready to Prove It or something like that. And we had to change it because it had the word prove in it. So it's just their thing. I guess maybe so that people don't get it confused with the official coach test group. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. I just know that maybe because it's trademarked or something, we're not allowed to do that. But I don't know. And maybe having a group for all lunches is a bad idea, because then someone would have to go in and clean it all out before we, used it for the next launch. So I would love for us to unmute ourselves, have an open dialogue about this. I don't want this. I know that there are people who have better ideas than me. So I want us all to own this and to be excited for it and to be, invested in it, so that we're all really comfortable inviting to it, so that we had, like, this is ours and we want to invite to it. I'm also going to say, I don't want me to be the only one posting in it. So in the Friendsgiving group, I'm the one doing the posting. And I only did that because I felt like I was asking a lot around the holidays to have other people do that. So instead, I just went ahead and did it myself. But I would like for this to be our group and run it similar to what we would do with a challenge group. I'm going to create the content, which is already kind of created for us, thanks to Beachbody. But then I would like for all of us to take some ownership in it and take turns posting. So, any ideas out there?
I have something. I'm not sure if this is specifically for Transform 20, but based off of how the Friendsgiving group is right now, I actually had somebody who I invited to the group who ended up leaving the group after, I think, like the first day or something, because the first day all the posts were about Shakeology and supplements and things like that, and that's not what she was interested in. And I actually reached out to her tonight to say, hey, basically, where'd you go? Because I think she would be interested in Beachbody on Demand. And she's like, oh, I saw it was all like nutritional powders and I'm really not interested in that. So I thought that was all it was. So I left. And I get trying to kind of theme each day so that they all kind of relate to each other. But in that first day, either mixing that one up more, or even just putting like a schedule of saying, hey, day 1, we're going to talk all about nutrition, day 2 about fitness, day 3 about our community and accountability and all that, or something. Because when I was inviting people to this, I was talking to them about not just like Shakeology and stuff, but also the fitness aspect and how we keep each other accountable and the community and the support. And I think that it was a little bit of a shock for them coming in, thinking that they were going to learn more about the accountability and support. And then all they're seeing is buy these shakes and buy these powders and all that kind of stuff. So that's just, I think, in general. I don't know if there's others that have had that reaction as well, but I actually had somebody who left the group that she came back. I got her back, but she did leave it at first because of that.
That's a really good suggestion. I love the idea of having that visual for them so they know what's coming. And we are going to be talking about challenge group, and maybe in the future it's something to think about. Like, nutrition is super important, but for so many of us, the reason why we stumble is because we don't have the community. So maybe in the future, flip-flopping some things would be a good idea too. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, Shakeology obviously is kind of the cornerstone, but at the same time, it's not just about that. It's about the community, right?
Yeah.
And the groups. And that actually is kind of the thing that ties everything together, I think.
And Shakeology isn't necessarily what sets us apart. The
right.
Community is what sets us apart.
It's also less likely to turn people away because you're starting talking about something that, is free and is supportive and is all that stuff. And it isn't something that is maybe going to have people start throwing up their guard and saying, oh, hold on a second. What are you trying to sell me here?
Yeah. And I like having the posting schedule, like Christy just said, having it pinned at the top. I think that's really a really good idea, because then they see what's coming. I think that's really smart.
Yeah. And if there's a way, I'm not a big Facebook group person, so I'm kind of new to this. If there's a way to have some, like a hashtag or something like that in all of the like official posts that you make so that they're easy to find, especially if other people are going to be posting them. Because that's one thing that I did find was helpful, Lindsay, since you were the one making all the posts. I could just search for posts from you to find the one that I wanted to find to tag somebody in it. And if everybody else is posting about it, it's going to be harder to do that. And we do get a lot of posts in there, so it becomes really difficult to kind of navigate. So maybe like in that schedule, if there's a hashtag or something like that, where you can easily search for, this is the post on that.
Okay.
I think that would be useful too.
And I think it would probably be really good to change the settings. I actually thought about this yesterday. If we changed the settings so that people can only comment, like only admin or moderators can post. Because we've had some good posts in there about like, I want to do this. How do I do it? Or that kind of thing. But
you could have just like a general post that's general questions or something like that. Comment here with general questions so that we don't have a whole bunch of posts cluttering up the wall or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the comments would be where they put their questions.
Yeah.
I like that. Units. Mm-hmm. Any ideas for names? Like I said, we can't use transform and we can't use 20. Like the goofy part of me wants to like come up with some funny twist on like the old 90s or 80s aerobic type thing. Because I think most people think of step workouts as like, who was it? Denise, what was her name? She was a Texan, I think. Denise Austin, was that her last name? Denise Austin. With her like leg warmers and her big scrunchie and like doing the step. And this is not like that. Like a lot of people are going to assume it is just because there's a step involved, but maybe we just want to incorporate that in our graphic. Who does he talk about in his book, Megan? I haven't read it.
I don't remember her name. I just remember that he met her in California when he had moved out there from New Jersey, and that's how he started like his thing. I have to look in the book and find out.
Okay.
I read it a while ago, so I don't remember.
I like that ready, set, launch too. I'm going to write that one down too. If you come up with another idea while we're on this call, let me know, and then I'll post a poll in the team page so we can all vote on it. So this is one idea that I had, and I don't know if we want to do this. I don't know how it would work for people who don't already have Beachbody On Demand. I guess what we could do is do a free trial for them, but I was thinking of creating like a calendar where they would have like access to different Shaun T workouts for like a 2-week period. I know they'll have that free workout, but I was thinking like we could make them a calendar to give them like a Shaun T smorgasbord. And I know, is Shaun Week available before the wall on Beachbody On Demand, or is it after the wall? Anybody know that? After, okay. He's going to be creating a calendar. What do you know what it's going to have on it, Christy? I'm in Disney mode still. I haven't watched or listened to anything yet.
I don't know. I just think I heard that he was going to have a create a calendar to get you prepped for. Sorry, I'm really prepped for the launch. It's probably going to be a hybrid of his workouts, I would assume.
Is it going to be like for the week before, like it was with
I think it would. I would assume that would probably be more than that because we launched December 4th, and then the program doesn't start till January 14th. So it might be more than just a week calendar. I don't know. I think that's what I heard. Don't quote me on it, but.
Okay. So I would also like us to think about some of our favorite things about Shaun T and think about how we can incorporate that. Because I think so many people, when they started with Beachbody, a lot of people actually fell in love with Shanti before they actually like fell in love with the whole concept of exercise. Like, I think he really resonates with people. And I would like for us to make sure that we are, I don't know, sharing some of his videos, sharing some of his quotes. He's got amazing quotes. His life story is pretty cool. I think it's very inspiring. Things like that we would want to share with people, because I think getting them to connect, Megan's obsessed. I think we want people to connect with us, and then we want people to connect with him, because if you don't connect with the trainer, you probably won't connect with the program either. And like I said, some people are going to have aversions to this program because of the step. Like, they're going to assume that they need to have rhythm or know how to dance or whatever. I think a big selling point for this is being able to say it's 20 minutes. That's huge. Do you have any ideas for what our album should be? Conquer Your Mind, Change Your Life. I like that name for the group. I'm writing those down. Climb. Is that a name for the group? The Climb? Okay. Let me write that one down. Rise. He does say rise up, I think, a lot. Okay. All right. I will plug those 4 choices. So we've got Ready, Set, Launch, Conquer Your Mind, Change Your Life, The Climb, and Rise Up. I'll put those in the team page and we can vote on them. And by the end of the day tomorrow, whichever one has the most votes, I'll just go ahead and that's the one we'll go with. Does anybody want to volunteer to make the header for the group? I would say it doesn't need to be super fancy. I would pull like a picture of T Transform 20 off Beachbody on Demand. Step Up. Oh, I like Step Up because of the step. Okay, I'll add that to our thing too. Is anybody good at graphics and has a desire to create the header graphic for the group? Anybody? Oh, that would be cute. Use picture from the movie. Allie, someone has nominated you. Okay, thank you. So don't make anything until we pick a name for the group, but that would be awesome. We can make some generic album covers. That way we don't have to change them whenever we do a future launch group. And like I said, we don't have to we can just create a new group for future launches if you guys think that's easier. But having the album covers, so that way we can just plug them in every time. We can make like an album in our Google Drive that's titled Launch Group Graphics, and we can put those in there. That way we just have them created for all future things. So any opinions on what type of albums? We definitely want transformation pictures. Yes, and I already have great graphics for the packages, so those are already created. Now, keep in mind, this will not be the group that we actually run. Like, if we can decide if we want to run a team-wide Transform 20 group, which I would really love to do, like have a Team Grit and Grace Transform 20 test group. Yeah, Christy, would you, the super simple ones for our challenge group would be perfect, I think. That'd be awesome if you can plug those in for us when we select them. I don't know if we want to put Shakeology recipes in this group or not, because this is not going to be the group where we actually run the challenge group. This is just going to be the launch group. So it's going to be us getting them excited leading up to the launch of it, almost like our flash sale was, but for a longer period of time, and just focusing on this program and the community that our challenge groups provide. Kind of giving them a sneak peek into what a challenge group would be specific to this program. I would definitely say an album about Sean. What do you guys think of that? To share information about him. Maybe just like an FAQ album, like one where they're like common questions about the program itself. Okay, so why don't we call, okay, FAQs for sure, transformation, package details and prices, and then I think maybe like a Meet the Trainer album. And that could be where Megan plugs in some stuff that she knows about Sean T. Like some of his quotes are really cool, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to have a ton of stuff in it, but you know, just like something brief so that they understand his style. Lindsay, do you think we should do that closer toward the end of the group? Like I know we launch on the 4th and today's the 25th. So I need to get this going ASAP. Like I'm hoping to have this up and running by the 29th or 30th. So that we can actually be plugging people in and sharing information with them. I want our Friendsgiving group to be over before we start this group. So that's why I'm saying the 29th. And that would give us the 29th, 30th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 4th is the day it officially launches. Okay, so on the 3rd, let people vote for what they want to do. Would you do that, Lindsay, on the 3rd? Okay, awesome. All right. If you guys have any other ideas before we kick this off, let me know. Share in the team page. I really want this to be something that we all are part of. I know some of you have amazing ideas, and I don't have tons of original ideas right now. So whatever, yes, there was a national wake-up call about launch groups, and then the one tomorrow is about launch groups as well. So if you guys get any really good ideas from that, please share them in the team page so that we can, you know, just make this the best thing possible, because getting people excited about the things we're excited about is how we stay engaged with our own journey and how we stay motivated along our own journey. But it's also how we like naturally share the love. Like we don't feel salesy when we're excited about something. Like I don't feel salesy telling people where I go get my haircut, because I love the girl. She's amazing. And I just want to send people to her when they say they like my hair. So that doesn't feel salesy to me because I'm excited about her. And that's the way we need to feel about this program, because then we'll easily overcome that fear of inviting and fear of sounding salesy and how do we post this and how do we do this, because you know, we're excited about it. It's just natural to talk about it. So the albums that we have are transformation pictures, package options, FAQ, and Meet the Trainer. Those are the only ones I think that we have. Any other suggestions? Oh, Lindsay, that's such good feedback. I'm so glad to hear that. All right. Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and put the poll up right now for our group names. So cast your votes. Have a great night, guys, and I hope you have a good week.